Well, this seems to be coming out of nowhere. Funny story behind this before I get to the intro. I was in the Inner Geekdom movie trivia schmodown between me and Robert Meyer Burnett. Did pretty well for myself, except the Harry Potter questions. I got murdered in the Harry Potter questions. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? I know Harry Potter. No, wait, no, I read those books 10 years ago. A decade does fly by. I didn't keep up on that shit. I got rusty. It sucks. So as I'm rewatching the Harry Potter movies to give that memory CPR, I figured, well, since I'm watching them, I might as well review them. Maybe it's not the best timing. I probably could have waited for a more Wizarding World-centric time frame, like when the next Fantastic Beasts movie comes out or whatever, but that's just not how I roll. I have reviewed the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 on my channel as they came out, so this will be the first one through Half-Blood Prince. I'll put a link below to the movie trivia schmodown so you can watch it, maybe like it, give me some support. So that's the story, so let's talk some Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you live in our muggle world. So Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone is the first movie in the Harry Potter franchise, the first one adapted from the book. It starts out little Harry Potter turns 11 years old, he lives with his aunt and uncle, life really sucks. They make him sleep under the stairs, I mean, this is not the life anyone wants to live. Which is why we're rooting for him! Then Hagrid from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry comes to him and says, "You're a wizard, Harry, come with me. Let's learn some magic at Hogwarts." Now he goes, and this is his first year at Hogwarts. Then he meets his friends Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley. We see the genesis of that which we know the end game to, and we so thoroughly love. So this is the world building moment for Harry Potter, and I gotta say, I love this movie more watching it now than I did when I watched it in movie theater. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it in movie theaters. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was endearing. But watching it now, the setup is so enjoyable to see because you know where this is gonna go. You know what that means. And that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is one of those rare stories that just gets better through time. Maybe it's better because I'm watching it through adult eyes and I can appreciate it more for what it is. Maybe it's better because I've seen the story wrap up, so I really appreciate all the setup they're doing. Either case, it's a rarity to see a movie age as well as this one does. By age well, I don't mean the special effects and the visual effects age well. There is some CGI in this movie. I'm like, yep, that is 16-year-old CGI. The Quidditch match, you're like, that's dated. It's fun as hell, it really is, but it's dated. I couldn't help but noticing, I'm like, that's right, at Hogwarts, they used to play Quidditch in the sun. Like, it used to be nice weather when they played Quidditch, and as the movies went on, it's like, no, it's just dingy, cloudy, rainy weather. And it's an interesting game with interesting rules. One little thing that just breaks the game and wins it for the other team. Snitches get stitches, that's what I'm saying. As well as some of the green screen. And some of the green screen you look at, you're like, that's green screen. And I can really tell. It does make you appreciate how movies these days have refined the art of green screen. Whereas Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone came out in a time where they were like, we can use a lot of green screen because we've totally mastered that. It's like, It's funny because I actually humored in my head, I'm like, the Quidditch match. Would I be okay if they just refine the CGI? Keep the cinematography and everything the same, but refine the CGI, but that's just a slippery slope. So I just leave it as it is. It doesn't break the movie or anything like that. It's not like you're like, I'm having a good time, but now. It's still just like a really endearing, sweet, fun family movie. And it's good lore building too. At the moments where the movie winds down, it's informative. They're talking about spells and wands. Just the wand lore is fascinating. The spells are fascinating. I remember first seeing this movie, I was like, they ride on brooms. What a cliche for witches, but they do it in this movie in a way that you're like, yeah, I totally buy it. That works. I mean, if you're gonna live in a witchcraft and wizardry world, you might as well just live it up with brooms. And the great Richard Harris plays Albus Dumbledore in this Harry Potter. He was Dumbledore, and he sadly passed away, and then they had to recast. Both Dumbledores are great for very different reasons, but they both did a fine job. But just, can we give the slow clap for the casting of Alan Rickman as Severus Snape? Was there and is there a better person who could have ever played that role? And again, with the nuance, this is a movie that's like, that's the villain, that's the bad guy. When you rewatch it, you see it from a different perspective. Then rewatching the entire saga as a second time, you just see Snape through different spectrums. Snape is the most layered character in this entire Harry Potter saga. And I just love the kids in this movie. This is a story where, you know, the adults don't really listen to the kids, so the kids gotta go out and do it on their own, putting themselves in extreme harm's way in a school that's just not up to code. There are so many things that can kill kids. And it's like the teachers are like, we know, just don't go to the Forbidden Forest. There are no fences, there's nothing keeping you out. We're just saying don't go because you'll probably die. But the kids go on their adventure and they're the ones who have to save the day. There's just something so pure about that. Everybody watching this video was a kid at one time, and you know what that's like. So this movie, on some level, will speak to 100% of the people watching this video. Granted, the kids are not refined yet, acting-wise. Some of the lines are like, yeah, you got a ways to go. Again, I feel like I'm being lenient on them because I know where they end up. But none of them are the kid from Looper, I could say that. And the reveal at the end with Voldemort and what he is right now is really fascinating. Again, you should really read the books because it really explains explains what happened with Voldemort, how he is on the back of a head. In fact, with a lot of these stories, there's something about the book lore that you're like, this is so much deeper than the movie just didn't cover everything. I remember that from 10 years ago anyway. The feeling never leaves you. The details, sure, they may leave you, but that feeling of like, that's something special, and I read that, never leaves you. Guys, in the end, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone was fantastic. It was a movie that was perfectly enjoyable for me when it came out, and is even better now that I've gotten older or now that the saga has wrapped up. Probably has to do with both of those events. It's wonderful world building, it's super charming, it's magical. Can I say that? This is pun intended, but this is the only word I could really use to describe it. It is a magical story. Even the appreciation of the fact that this movie was filmed with 35mm film, I like that. The colors are super fresh, they're vibrant. You see a little bit, just ever so slightly, of the Sprocket Bob because of the film. I'm not saying it's a positive or negative, I'm just saying personally for me, that Sprocket Bob kind of took me back, and I was like, oh, film. When Hagrid and Harry are walking through Hogsmeade, you look at it, you're like, this is a movie that looks like it's about 16 years old. Holy crap, I sound like an old ass man. But it takes me, now I get why my parents would talk about that stuff. Like, yeah, don't make them like I used to. Here I am. Now I'm that guy. Guys, I'm just saying I loved Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and it is awesome-tacular. Which is great because the Harry Potter saga starts out great, ends with a bang. Now I'll review the ones in between as we go. And yeah, that's me saying I'm gonna review all the Harry Potter films. With no Harry Potter-centric movies out there, no reason for people to search this whatsoever. So if you could spread it around, to be great. All right, guys, so Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Do you feel it holds up for you? Do you feel it's gotten better over time, dated over time? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.